Well, folks, if you want to be an extremist and have a black and white view of the world, fine. You are going to lose out. The universe will not reward you for that. Because the more extreme you become, the more deliberately controversial you become, the closer you move to standing in front of the cannon. Believe me, folks, if you want to become an extremist and a hugely controversial person online or in this world, the cannon is going to start moving in your direction. And sooner or later, the cannon will be pointing at your bollocks. And it'll blow your bollocks off. And why am I saying this? Because this is important. These are important lessons to extract, using U2 as an example. Let me go back to meeting Bono. People online, these idiots online that are typing stuff on X or YouTube in these comment sections, these people want you to be extreme for their entertainment. Because they then get to use your extreme content and talk about it. So they want you to be the battering ram, so that they can then just sit back, use your content, get clicks off your content, follow the trend, follow the controversy, you get your bollocks blown off, and they get to use your name and your situation to bolster their own reputation. This is what these people want you to do. This is a trap, folks. Following the trend, getting stuck in an echo chamber on social media. These idiots typing on social media want you to be the battering ram. And they want to convince you that you should be, quote, as extreme and radical as their rhetoric. They want you to go out and put yourself in disadvantageous circumstances for their benefit, so that they can use your controversial circumstance for their own benefit. It's a win-win for them. And this is why we want to be so careful. It's why I'm using U2 as an example. Sure, and we can broaden this out to anybody that we disagree with. Sure, I disagree with Bono and U2 on certain parts of their worldview. That's fine. Remember, I don't agree 100% with anybody in this world on everything. That's normal, that is natural. That is actually the natural baseline, to have some disagreement with people. Sure, we have more disagreement with certain people than others, and more agreement with others. But to have a universal 100% overlap with someone is a ludicrous expectation. And then you have these trend followers online. These people who are typing. They're in their little Israel critical contingent, their Jew critical contingent, the U2 critical contingent online. Trying to tell you that Bono's a prick. Trying to convince you that their music is shit. That they've offered nothing to the world. They've done no good in the world. And trying to convince you that if you were to meet Bono or to meet U2, that you should be an asshole in their presence. That you should literally film yourself giving it the big one to Bono or to The Edge. You should film giving Bono a hard time. You should film the conversation with The Edge that you may have, calling him a sellout, calling him a cuck. These people online want you to do this. They want you to have a black and white worldview. They want you to have a black and white worldview so that you become an extremist in your worldview, so that your mental model becomes extreme. What happens when your mental model becomes extreme? You are unable to professionally approach any person or topic. Because whenever you are extreme, you have a black and white worldview. You think you know how the world works. You think you've got it all sorted out. And then what happens? You start engaging in interactions with people. and you start to piss people off. And the more people you piss off, the more the cannon starts to swing in your direction. So that's the big lesson that we learn from U2. Sure, U2's got a new album coming out. I like U2. I really like their music. In fact, I love their music, I would say. I would actually use the word love. I think their music is phenomenal. I listen to it regularly. I'm also not an idiot. So I don't throw U2's music and creative brilliance and songwriting brilliance out the window. And some of the good that they have all done in this world. I don't throw all of that out the window because Bono has a certain political worldview. I can respectfully disagree with Bono. I could sit down with Bono right now. No problem. I could sit down with Sneeko right now. No problem. And I could respectfully disagree with these people, while also acknowledging that the world isn't black and white, while also acknowledging that me interacting with these people is of benefit to me. I can also learn from some of these people. I can also get something out of the interaction for myself. Why would I want to do that, folks? Because I only get one chance to live this life on earth. So do you. And so what you should always be thinking is, how do I optimize my existence? How do I optimize my existence? How do I optimize my existence? Is it optimal for my existence if I have a meeting with Bono to call Bono a cunt and a sellout, and that he has a Jewish handler, or he has an Israeli handler, or that he is a tax evading prick? Is that in my interest? Really? Is it in my interest to have someone secretly record this discussion of me really giving it to Bono, and then for me to upload it online? Yeah, jump on the U2 hate bandwagon, get a few clicks, get a few views, and then continue to be a slave to the social media algorithm, to be controlled by this algorithm? Is that how I want to live my life? Is that an optimal way for me to live my life? Do you think other people who have integrity in this life will want to associate with me if that's the way I'm behaving? Do you think that behaviour of calling Bono a prick to his face, or calling PBD a prick, or saying that Adam Sosnick is a Jewish douchebag, do you think that is beneficial? Is that going to put me in optimal circumstances? Really? Going on like that? Or would I be better to be a professional? Analyse each circumstance and person in context. Have a look at it. Understand that I'm never going to agree 100% with everybody on every issue on this planet. Understand that. Not have a ludicrous expectation and an unfair expectation of other people that they're going to completely agree with me on everything. So I have that. And then also, what can I get out of this interaction? No, that doesn't make me a piece of shit. Before you say that, that doesn't make me a piece of shit. That just makes me someone who is a professional, because the people on the other side of the interaction are thinking the same thing. What can I get out of the Bandido? And that's fine. What did I say? In case you missed it, life is very transactional. Your friendships are transactional. They revolve around the concept of offering insurance to one another. Your romantic relationship is transactional. You as a man, you provide and protect your woman in exchange for sex. It's transactional. Your business relationships. We all understand that business is transactional. We don't have to sell that. Of course business is transactional. I get something out of the negotiation, so do you. That's why we negotiate. It's a transaction. Life is a transactional process, folks. And so, understanding that that is how life works, whether you want to believe that or not, that's up to you. But life is transactional. And as a result, if life is transactional, then we need to be professionals. Because we need to understand that yes, we will disagree with people on certain things, but there will always be benefit to be extracted from any interaction. There's something there if we are professionally analysing any sort of circumstance. And that's what we want to do. And what does being a professional involve? It involves not having a black and white worldview. It involves you not thinking that you have life sorted out. It involves you understanding that you have to give and take a little in this life. And it involves you not being an extremist, not deliberately pursuing and generating controversy just so that you can satisfy the trends that are being delivered to you on a platter by social media. So that's the big lesson. That's why we're talking about U2. I'm giving you my own experience of U2. And that's why I'm trying to tell you that even though I disagree with U2, some of their politics, some of Bono's politics, I also understand that if I'm ever in a circumstance where I'm meeting U2 or Bono, I'm not going to allow you idiots to convince me for your entertainment and your content and your clips. I'm not going to allow you idiots to convince me to be an asshole to Bono or The Edge. Just so that you can literally clip my content and repost it on your platform and give your shitty, meaningless opinion about it. No, I'm not going to allow you to use me as a battering ram. Because who loses out? Me. I lose out. I lose out on the potential benefits of an interaction with Bono for your own interests. Dipshit writer on social media. Dipshit commenter on social media. And folks, for those of you watching, this is what you want to bear in mind. Don't allow these dipshits, these trend followers online. If you are a trend follower, well then you should be nice and insulted at this stage of the stream. If you are someone who has a black and white worldview, you should be nice and insulted at this stage of the stream. If you are an extremist and you just seek controversy for the sake of controversy, you should be nice and irritated and pissed off at this stage of the stream. I'm happy that you are, because for all the other people who are watching, there's very important lessons to be extracted from using U2 as an example.